Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second week of English for All with the U.S. Embassy Airvan. I'm here with Lilit, and who am I? I'm Marcia Outlaw. I'm the new Cultural Affairs Attaché here at the Embassy. If you had a chance to watch last week's lesson, fantastic. If not, we're going to go ahead and post a link here for you. Go ahead and take a look. Last week we talked about hellos, and this week we'll talk about farewells.
Exactly. So this week we're going to talk about farewells, and as the American saying goes, every good beginning makes good ending,
It
right?
does.
So this week we're going to talk about farewells. That is the way to part with people, right?
Excellent.
And most people restrict themselves by just saying bye or goodbye.
Right.
But there are so many ways to do it that we can take the luxury of picking up any depending on our relations with the interlocutor, right?
Yes.
And if we are unsure of the setting and our interlocutors, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, so I think that it's better, that would sound better if we turn to more or less neutral ones.
Yes.
And sometimes traditional ones to avoid awkward situations.
Absolutely.
And that can be just ordinary goodbye, which is the safest one, as well as just see you, accompanied with any time word. So you can just say see you, okay, and a time word. For example, see you later if you're intended to go further with your communication, right? Are there any other words that can be accompanied with see ya?
Yeah, absolutely. If you know when you're going to see someone and you've already specified the date or the time, you can say, I'll see you then. As Lilit already said, see you later. If you're meeting like for a movie or something and you know the time, hey, I'll see you at 7 o'clock tonight. Or see you tomorrow. All are very common.
Yeah, and during my stay in the U.S., I quite often observed people just saying "see ya" when they were really quick, not like saying "see you" fully, but like in short version, "see ya."
Right.
Am I right?
You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, if we produce it distinctly, that would sound like "see ya,"
Right.
but we never produce it that long. So in quick speech, that would sound like "see ya." And sometimes we turn to other forms, and one of them can be the one that I like very much, and that is widely used in the U.S. as far as I remember. That was "have a good one."
Yes.
And this is one of the best ways because that sounds nice, that sounds kind, and as far as I understand, it wishes a good day.
Yes.
And also, it can be used when we see people off on a special party, event, or anything of the kind, right?
Yes.
Are there any safe versions for like very informal but kind?
Absolutely. You can say have a good time, have fun as you're saying goodbye to somebody or seeing them off. We also use other variations.
And by the way, have a good time can be translated and will sound in Armenian like barijamans. So barijamans, that is have a good time. And sometimes the intimacy level between the interlocutors is really high, and people are well aware of each other's problems. I mean, professional problems, health problems sometimes. Yes. And they can come up with the expression of keep well, right?
Yes.
Any other that you would suggest?
Yes, we can also say take care, stay safe. These are all common goodbyes for someone that you know quite well, and you're wishing them, general good health and good being.
And again, if we turn to the Armenian versions, and this is specifically for our Armenian audience, so keep well and take care, both of them can be interpreted in Armenian like lavmana, or you can also say kez lavnait. And if we talk about good health, wishes of good health, we can even turn to more conventional versions. Like, for example, we can say get well soon.
Yes.
right?
Right.
How about others?
A more formal way to say that, if you don't know the person that well or you're in a more official setting, would be, I wish you a speedy recovery. I hope that you recover well, recover soon.
And I wish you speedy recovery would find its equivalent in Armenian like շուտապույտ ապաքինում եմ մաղթում. So this is more or less a formal way to do it, right?
So in the US, in America, we often use quick goodbyes. They're quite common in our conversations, and by that I mean in a setting where you're in a hurry or passing each other quickly, or leave the group or an event earlier than the rest of the attendees. You don't want to be rude, of course, and you don't want to be impolite. So in order to politely leave quickly, you can always say, I'm sorry to leave so soon, but I have to go. That's appropriate for a more formal, official setting. While with closer friends and colleagues, you could say, I must be going. Sorry, I can't stay any longer. I must be off. Or my favorite, the very simple and fast way is, I gotta run. I gotta go.
And as far as I know, just I'm off is also possible, right?
Yes,
that's also
I'm off. Yeah, you can say that as well. You can see that. Generally, you'll see that more in writing. Like if you're in the middle of a chat with somebody, and you're like, I'm off. I've got to go.
And not all farewells imply that's that's a permanent farewell. I mean, you don't part with people permanently, and some of these farewells might help you push your interlocutor to further communication. And to do it, you can just say, keep in touch, right? Or you can just say, talk to you later. Or you can say, for example, if you want to be the initiator of the further communication, you can say, can I call you later? What else could we do?
You could also say in that situation, would you mind if I call you later?
And this would, I guess, leave our interlocutor on the note that we have like really profound respect towards the person.
Yes, and they are expecting further contact.
And sometimes we get into discussions that involve, different viewpoints, especially in our times. And at some point, the discussion gets really heated. How to stop them? What should we do? For such cases, we can say, I guess, what are the versions to say?
So a simple way is, peace out. I'm out.
And in Armenian, that would sound like հանգստացիր, խաղաղվիր. So in English, that's peace out. While in Armenian, you can just say խաղաղվիր, հանգստացիր, հանդարտվիր. Another version for saying peace out, right? And when saying goodbye, you mostly want your interlocutor to remain in positive thoughts and ideas and impressions about you. And sometimes we state how it was positive for us to communicate with that person. And for such cases, I guess we can say, I'm glad we had a chance to catch up.
Absolutely. We should do this more often.
And in Armenian, that would sound piti նորից կրկնենք. Like, for example, you're having a meeting, you enjoyed it very much. And as Marcia said, so we have to do this more often. And in Armenian, that will be piti նորից կրկնենք, right? Other than that, we can just say, always nice talking to you.
Yes.
Or
hope we'll meet soon.
Or we can just say, it was pleasant talking to you. It was nice talking to you. And what's the answer for an expression like, it was nice talking to you, it was pleasant talking to you?
Normally the response is generally, the pleasure was all mine.
Oh, that would be nice to hear, and something of the kind. And I just wanted to call your attention to the fact that past simple is really significant in farewells, right? Because very many farewells are structured by means of past simple tense. Like, for example, it was nice meeting you, or it was pleasant talking to you, right? How about more general words expressing courtesy or expressing gratitude? Are they often used in farewells?
Oh, absolutely. You can say, "Oh, thank you so much for your time." That way, you're letting the person know. Not only are you saying goodbye, but you're letting them know that you appreciated having that interaction with them.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, I just wanted to remind you that if you have any questions concerning farewells, you're always welcome to post them in the video, and we'll be happy to answer them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And sometimes when we wrap up the conversation, that is, we close up the conversation, and when we part with people, especially the ones with whom we have common acquaintances, friends, or family members, we can finish up our conversation by saying, say hello to, right? Or say hi to.
Mm-hmm.
And are there any, these are more or less informal ways.
Right.
Are there any formal official forms to greet someone who is a third party?
Absolutely. You can say, give my best regards to, remember me to, and of course followed by that person's name. And that lets them know in a polite, courteous way, please make sure you tell so-and-so I was thinking of them and wanted to say hello.
Which one is more often used?
I personally say give my best to so-and-so, to the person. I use that quite frequently.
Yeah, I quite often turn to regards to. I guess that's also another way, right? And the American culture and cultural and linguistic patchwork is sometimes decorated with elements brought to the U.S. From people belonging to different ethnicities, nationalities, and quite often you may hear farewells coming from other languages. And among those that I came across are the Italian ciao.
Yes, of course.
The French au revoir. How about you?
In Spanish, there are a couple terms. You can say adios to say goodbye. But quite common in the Mexican culture, in the Latin American culture, they'll simply say hasta luego, which means until later.
As far as I know, there's another one, which is hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista. That one became a little special due to a certain movie we all know, but yes, you can say that as well.
So let us see if we have questions posted. Let's see. Okay, as far as we see, there are no questions, and we want to thank you for participating. And anything to add that you'd like to say?
No, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Lilit, for having me. I was so happy to be here today.
Thank you, Marcia, for hosting me here.
Yeah, of course.
And this actually brings us to the very end of our today's lesson. We just want to remind you to stay tuned, right? And to join our classes.
And next week, make sure you stay tuned because we will put out a video announcing our topic for next Thursday conversation. And then, of course, we'd love to see you here again next Thursday for English for All.
Live sessions, and follow our Monday lessons, live recordings, our recordings for the topic of the week. So
stay tuned
and
stay tuned.